The last video we talked about the land bridge theory, how people came to inhabit North and South America. This video, we're just going to look at a quick snapshot of North Carolina and the regions here. North Carolina has 4 regions: the Tidewater, the Coastal Plain, the Piedmont, and the Mountain. Tidewater, that's the Outer Banks, that's the Barrier Islands, that is the area that we call the shoreline, the coast. It consists of capes, Cape Fear, Cape Hatteras, the Sounds, Albemarle, Pamlico, those big inlets of waters. And it's really the land right along the coast. The coastal plain is the flat land that's connected to the Tidewater. It's in between the Piedmont, and it is really the agricultural area of our state. Flat land, good land for growing things. So it really developed a lot of cotton and later on tobacco. The Piedmont, that's where we live. That is the Raleigh-Durham area to the mountains. And it has, one of the things that really defines it is our heavy red clay soil. The fall line, that's where the water drops sharply into this area from the mountains. Because our land isn't as quality for farming, we have a lot more manufacturing businesses and business centers. And then the 4th region is the mountains. We have the Appalachian Mountains, one of the oldest mountain chains in the world, runs from New York to Alabama. We have the highest mountain of that chain, Mount Mitchell. In our mountains, that's where the Continental Divide is, where the water from rain either goes down to the Atlantic or down to the Pacific. So those are the 4 regions in North Carolina. This is a review, just a quick review. We had, as we talked about the land bridge and man coming over, we have some major Native American tribes in North Carolina. The Algonquin tribes, and they mostly lived along the coast. And so as colonization started, these were the ones that were first impacted. The Tuscarora, they lived really in the Piedmont area. Catawba, they lived, they're connected with the Sioux, and they also were in the Piedmont area. And then you have the Cherokee that lived mostly in our mountains and farther west. Since they were the first inhabitants here, they had specific, what we call, in the last video we talked about culture and culture area. They had specific beliefs and habits that were part of their culture. They had family and clans. They were connected through the mother. In our culture, women traditionally, when they get married, they will choose the husband's name. So the lineage or the family history is really looked at through the male. Not so in the Native Americans. It's a matrilineal. Patrilineal is through the man. Matrilineal is through the woman. And so matrilineal lines were connected. The tribes they were governed by consensus, kind of a democratic idea where everybody gave their opinion, majority agreement on rules. And they had part of their culture, because they lived so close to nature was highly respected and was very much the center of their belief system. Everything changed for the Native Americans when the European nations began to explore. They lived in their culture centers, they had their ways of life for hundreds of thousands of years. And then this whole new culture, these whole new people, totally different belief system, way of doing things, show up. And it obviously impacted them. So, one of the things, some of the questions I want you to think of, and this is just a quick snapshot, is how does movement affect the technology of people? And that's it. That was really